Hello my friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Sarah Chatella McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today's card is this one. And it is so simple, it's quick, but it's very cute. And I'm going to show you how to make it using the Fitting Florets Collection from Stampin' Up! So if you want to see how to make this card, please keep watching. Alright, to start this card, we are using a couple of things. I don't want to confuse you, but some of these things are carrying over into the January to April mini catalog. Some of these things are going away on January 4th. So I want to get into that first. The first things first, let me move this paper. These are carrying over into the new mini catalog. The Framed Florets stamp set, the Framed Florets dies. I am super excited that they are now naming them the same. I love that. Like, the dies and stamps before, they have similar names, but they're not the same. I like that they're the exact same so I can find them. So the Framed Floret stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set with 13 stamps. But the dies, oh, the dies, these ovals are absolutely beautiful. They make the frame and the oval. Let me show you what I mean. I have some examples here. So this one, this beautiful one that we're going to be using today, makes not only the frame, but it also die cuts the same oval. So that's what we did on today's card. I die cut it twice, once in polished pink and again in basic white, and got two shapes out of it. And then I have leftovers of the basic white for another project, which I love. This one here, I actually did yesterday in my VIP group. And I cut it out of gold, so I have a gold oval and a basic white oval, and I made this card. Obviously, it's the opposite. I used the outline and the oval to stamp on. And then the last one here is this one. Now, this one does not cut out the oval, but what it does, let me move all these things out of the way, is it makes these hearts. So it basically, it embosses a little bit, gives you a little bit of an oval frame, and then makes these hearts and die cuts all the hearts. So you have little confetti pieces that you could use for whatever. Like you could use that in a shaker card. Very cute. So love, love, love the ovals. Now, there are 3 things in this collection that are going away either while supplies last or on January 4th. The Fitting Florets Designer Series paper, which we're using today. I'm going to quickly run through this. We are using this pattern here. This is beautiful paper. I love it, but this is going away either January 4th or when it sells out. So it can sell out, and it's a huge pack of it. You get a big pack of paper. I feel like I never use up all my Designer Series paper. I always have a ton. I just sold some mystery bags with some Designer Series paper from forever ago because I always just have a ton of it. I never use it all. Try to get that back in the bag. So that's the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. The other 2 things going away or potentially that could sell out are the gold adhesive backed swirls, which I did use on that Christmas card, which I can't seem, oh there it is. I can't seem to find it, but there it is. I used those here, and I also used the Frame and Festive stamp set for that card, and this is a lovely sentiment stamp set. So, with all that, these 3 going away, so get them while you can. These 2 are coming back. So, now let's get into making our card. So the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of stamping, and I'm using, again, the Framed Floret stamp set. I'm using 3 stamps from this set. We're using these 2 flowers here and the So Lucky to Call You Friend stamp. And I'm stamping everything in Night of Navy, so this only uses 1 ink color. We're going to stamp our sentiment first, and I have already die cut that oval. So I have it here ready to go. I'm just going to ink up my stamp, tapping lightly. I have a little piece of polished pink stuck to my block. And try to center it. I like using my grid paper for that so I can kind of find the center. And then I just have some scraps of basic white here. I'm going to stamp the big flower once. and the little flower 2 times. So I can put my ink pad away, and we're just going to clean our stamps off really quick because I like to have clean stamps. Otherwise, I put my finger in them or my wrist or something, and I'll get ink all over the card. So we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to clean out. I already have Stampin' Mist on this side. This is Stampin' Mist. You just spray it, rub your stamps, dry them, good to go, and we can actually put them right back in the stamp set so I don't lose them, because I've done that too. They've stuck to the bottom of my paper trimmer. They get everywhere, so I like to just put them away. And now I'm going to grab my Balmy Blue Stampin' Blends. These come in a combo pack, a light and a dark. We're going to start with the light, and I'm just going to color in these flowers. And I'm going to do kind of a rough color. I'm not going to like fill in every little bit. I'm just going to kind of go all over. So now I'm going to go in with the dark Stampin' Blends, and I'm just going to kind of fill in some of these pieces here, like kind of where there would be shading, I guess. Just going over some of the lines, maybe getting some of that white that I didn't get the first time around. Again, not really very specific, just kind of random all over. I am trying to stay within the lines a little bit, but like I said, not really particular. Now we can go back in with the light and just fill everything in. There, that looks good. Now we can go in with our dies. There are dies that coordinate with these flowers, so I'm going to have to use this one twice. And then this one, I'm also going to use these 2 leaves that come in. I have some, just a scrap of Balmy Blue here. I put an adhesive sheet on our sample card, but I don't think I have enough for both. So I just have a little scrap piece of an adhesive sheet here. And I'm just going to pull the backing off and just stick that down to there. And what this is going to do is make it almost like a sticker, so we can just pull off the backing and it'll stick to our project. So I'm going to die cut these, and then we can assemble our card. Now that we're done die cutting, literally the only thing there is to do is assemble. So I'm going to get all my pieces here. I have a Night of Navy card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to take my bone folder, burnish that edge really good so that my card lays flat for me, because my designer series paper is 5.5 by 4 1/4. It just fits on our card base. So I'm going to use liquid glue for this. Liquid glue doesn't dry instantly, so it gives you a little bit of literal wiggle room. So that way you can kind of mess with it. It doesn't completely stick. Seal pretty much is instant. Like, you don't have a lot of time with seal. With this one, I can just kind of plop it on there. I like to maybe bring it up, get it all level, and then I can push down, and that'll dry in a few minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seal and our oval here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of seal on the back of that, set it right in the center of our paper, and then we're going to take the liquid glue again for the edges of our frame here. Now, you could use the adhesive sheet like I did on the leaves on this. I just didn't, so now we're using liquid glue. You could also use glue dots, whatever. You could even run seal over this. I would just be careful not to get it into the little holes. That's why I'm trying not to get into the little holes here with liquid glue. But I'm going to show you a little tip, because this die makes the paper kind of thin. So instead of sitting here and holding it forever, I'm going to show you a little trick that I use. So I have my liquid glue on in a couple places. We're going to try to line this up without dropping it and getting glue everywhere. So there, that is all lined up. I'm going to push down, and then I'm going to take my E-block and just pop it on there for a second. Let that sit. While that is sitting, I'm actually going to use my liquid glue again for the inside of our card. I just have a little 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 strip of that same designer series paper. Put a little bit of glue on that. This is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of basic white for the inside of our card. Oops, and I got flower stuck to me. And see what I mean? It gives you a little bit of wiggle room. So I had that kind of not where I wanted it, so now I can move it, and it's good to go. So now I'm done with the liquid glue because I tend to make a mess with the liquid glue. I'm going to flip that over, put some seal on the back, and then this should be dry now. And see how it's nice and flat, sticks down, no problem. And then just pop that onto the inside of our card. And you could put a sentiment in there. I like to leave them blank just in case, because this card's not for anyone in particular. So just in case I want to write something personal. And then we have our flowers. I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals for our flowers and pop those up. And take the big one. And there is no right or wrong way to put these. I just kind of turn them and see how I like them. Take one of the small ones down here, kind of maybe behind it a little bit, and then the other small one up at the top. And then we have our leaves. So those adhesive sheets, like I said, worked perfectly. I'm just going to peel off the backing, and most of the time all the little intricate pieces pop right out just like that. I have a piece stuck to my finger, and I'm just going to slide this in behind that flower and kind of go onto the label a little bit so it stands out. You can see it. Then we can peel this one off, and it's not all the way, the adhesive sheet didn't get all the way on there. I'm okay with that. As long as there's most of it sticky, it's fine. So the same thing here. I'm just going to pop that up there. And now, and if it really bothers you that sticking up like that, you can add a little bit of liquid glue. Now I'm going to take, where did they go? I put them away, I think, some pastel pearls. And there's these really pretty, there's usually 4 colors of these, but I only have 3 at the moment. But I'm going to take my putty end here of the Take Your Pick tool and use some of these blue pastel pearls. And I just kind of, I don't know, I thought maybe, let's try it on this one, putting them in the center of the flowers. I didn't on the other card, and I thought that maybe I should have. So let's see what I like better today. So that is our card. And I think I do like the pearls better on the flower. Tell me in the comments which way you like the pearls. Do you like them just scattered, or do you like them better in the center of the flowers? I want to thank you so much for watching today. If you liked this video, I upload new YouTube videos every Monday. Please subscribe to my channel so you get notified when I upload next time. I'm also going to be going live here on Fridays, so 4 or 5 o'clock. I haven't decided the exact time yet, but tune in on Friday. I will be live here. I want to thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time.